Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Spurs Live. I'm Josh. I'm joined by John from, an Everton fan here. It's going to be a tasty one on the weekend for us. It's going to be a tasty one. But look, we're going to get all this Everton's fans' thoughts on the game. Look, we both started the season in a bit of a iffy performance, it's fair to say. Just quick team news for the match. This is pre-recorded, so I don't know what exactly is going to happen with the injuries in regarding Tottenham Hotspur. But from what it looks like, Benatcur is definitely going to be out. Pedro Porro is still unknown, and Ashley Young, from what I understand, is going to be out of the game. Now, John, right? I'm correct, right, John?
That's it, man. Thanks for inviting me on.
No problem. What is the let's get the team news from an Everton perspective. Who's going to be available? Any injuries?
Yeah, we got a few injuries. So we got like the likes of Nathan Patterson. Our main centre back, who was, it was done so well last season. Branthwaite, who will be out, was a big miss. We've got a few other injuries as well in the midfield. So, yeah, we're trying to keep a balance right now, but it's still quite hard with a few players out. So yeah.
Well, if we go based on your previous lineup that you did versus Brighton, we can see that, Calvert-Lewin obviously starting up front for you lot. Harrison, Doucouré, McNeil, Gay, what's his name? Jesse Gay. Look, Jordan Pickford in goal. Obviously, there's some players in there to highlight. Let's talk a little bit pre-season for a second. What are your thoughts on team's form, obviously going into the Premier League? Do you think they're in good shape to perform well against us?
We're getting back into shape, I'd say, slowly. We played, our last pre-season game was Roma, which we got a draw, which was pretty good. The second half we played a lot better. The start of the pre-season was pretty poor. We lost quite a few games. I think we drew one game, as I said, against the Roma side, and then we also beat Preston, which are in the Championship. But overall, the pre-season wasn't the best. Dyche always says, our manager always says it's about, fitness and running, which, was evident. There was, lots of running within the 90 minutes and, a lot of change with young players coming in. And obviously, the recent game with Brighton wasn't the best, but, we did start well. And I know it's easy to say, we were kind of on top within the first 30 minutes, and then it just kind of fell apart slowly. But I didn't think we deserved to get beat 3-0. It was I was saying to my friends, I'm a season ticket holder at Everton, and it seemed, it just went one way at the end, which is unfortunate because we started off well, and then it kind of just went downhill from there. So yeah.
Look, I think 3-0 it's always not a nice result that you want to get, especially when you're coming into the season with, is it fair to say trying to fight that relegation? I think it's fair to say that.
Yeah, obviously the last two seasons haven't been the best. We've had the points deductions, and then through the Christmas time last season, I think we won quite a few games in a row. And if we didn't have any points deductions last season, we would have been around mid-table in 11th, which... Yeah. If you asked any Everton fan right now this season, if we were to finish 11th again, without the points deduction, as I said, then, we'd be happy with that. Saying that, yeah, there is some teams around the bottom, which I do think, we've got more of a chance, but, we've just been beat 3-0, but it's only early days, there's still 37 more games, and yeah, there's plenty more chances.
I'll tell you what, from my perspective, I don't think Everton will go down. But look, let's talk a little bit about your signings, or more like arrivals. O'Brien, sorry if I pronounce it incorrect, please correct me, in Deja, or Burnham, I've butchered that. Lindstrom, Tyra, and Neil Mope. Give me a little all-round thoughts on those signings?
Yeah, Ndiaye, his name is, who was played at Sheffield United and then went to the French league.
Centre forward.
Yeah, he plays on the wing. He can also play centre forward and right wing, and he can also play Cam as well. So he can play multiple positions. It's something we do need. And we've also got Lindstrom, who played in the Italian league, who he didn't really perform, but when he played in the German league beforehand, he was linked that summer before he went to Napoli. He was linked with Liverpool and, talking about your arch rivals, Arsenal and things like that. So yeah, I think all these different players have got talent. They just need to get some game time. And I think one thing with Everton fans, and also talking about Jacob Bryan, he's another player who's coming who's a centre back from Lyon, who he had a good season in Lyon. We just want to see them play. I think that was one thing. None of them started against Brighton, and a lot of Everton fans were a bit disappointed. Example, Nia Mope, he's already on. Started. Yeah, he was already at Everton, but he went on loan to Brentford, and not many fans don't really like him, to be honest. He's not a really likeable player, you've probably seen.
We know all about it.
Yeah, he's a bit of a wind-up merchant, but fair play to him. He's he's still playing for Everton, which is a huge club. But yeah, I think we want to see them play, and hopefully, against you lot, we can see them and see how they are. So yeah.
Look, I'll tell you what. Going to this game from a Tottenham Hotspur perspective, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think we should beat you. The problem is for us is we're always, and this is the reason why you guys can beat us, is that if you guys put enough pressure on our centre backs, if you guys sit yours, I know it's not nice to see, but if you guys park the bus and put 10 players behind the ball, you can beat us on the counter. Now, I just want to get your thoughts very quickly. Sorry, one question. What players do you think is going to impact the most in this game? Is there a certain player you feel like, wow, against Tottenham, I think can get a goal or something?
Yeah, I think talking about the other guy, Tim, he was really good. His name's Tim Arenabunam. I might be pronouncing that wrong as well. Yeah. He's come from the Aston Villa rankings in terms of like the academy, but they sold him because it was kind of a PSR deal. You might have seen, like, we sold Lewis Dobbin for 10 million and we bought him. He's been one of our best players in the preseason. He's a central midfielder. He's really good on the ball. He makes a good tackle. I don't know. He had a few shots against Brighton. He nearly scored actually. It's just a centre mid, but I think he'll be good on the ball. Maybe one to watch if you're watching at the stadium or watching on TV. I think he'll be a good spark. And there's a lot of uncertainty right now with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, whether he's going to leave Everton because he's going into he's got less than 12 months now. But if he starts on Saturday, maybe he can get a goal. I think he scored a few goals against you. When we beat us, I think it was 2-3 years ago in the lockdown. Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, going quickly back last season, we drew against you at home. Branthwaite scored, I think it was in the last minute, or I can't remember. And then let's just say, because Tottenham is realistically is the top 6 club, our record against top 6 clubs isn't the best away. But I do remember last season, I think you were all over us in the first half. In the second half, we kind of came out of our shells and we scored a goal. We lost 2-1, but it was we probably could have scored a few goals in the last minute. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just hoping we can put in a solid performance and not concede a few early goals, because I think the problem is, we've seen against Brighton, if we concede early, heads drop and performances drop, and then they just really aren't bothered. But I think if it's going into the last stages, maybe. We might. I think it's going to be a draw personally, but you never know. Let's see.
Listen, mate. Listen. I can already see the comment section banging on about they want to know your score prediction for the game. They're all screaming in the comment section down below. They're screaming. So can we get your score prediction for the Everton Tottenham game? Obviously, it is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Look, what is your score prediction? Come on, give it to us.
I'm going to say, this is me being an Everton fan, so I'm going to say 2-2. That's how I feel right now. But I mean, 2-2, or you're going to have us.
How does it feel that genuinely? I actually asked this to a lot of the clubs that sort of are in a similar situation to you. How does it feel that you're trying to avoid relegation, but as well you're trying to keep hold to your best players? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? For example, if you have a breakthrough player like Onana was, next year someone's going to come take it. Do you feel like Everton have enough of a strong hold? Sorry, lad, I know we just got to the score prediction very quickly though. Do you feel like you have a strong enough hold to keep players at the club?
I mean, the only like attractive thing right now is Everton is the new stadium, which is on the horizon. Obviously, that's when we're moving in next summer. So,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the players like this summer who sound like, I mean, they're not like world beaters. They're not players who are like, you know, like a Richarlison. Like we loved him at Everton. These players are not like a Richarlison. I know some of your fans might think differently, but we absolutely adored him. But you know, as I said, in Lindstrom, O'Brien, even that Tim guy, you know, I think we just want to see them play and see how they are. I mean, the one thing with everything is, you know, we've had Branthwaite all this summer been linked with Manchester United, but if you don't pay the money, then they're not going to leave. You know, if they don't pay 75 million what we want, then they're going to stay at Everton.
100%.
So, you know, we've got a price for every player, even, you know, I mean, Everton fans love Jordan Pape for what he's done for us. People might have mixed opinions, but, you know, we love him. But as I said, everyone's got a price, and if the club meets it, then that's, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah.
That's literally what I say every time, you know, when we were linked with Harry Kane moving into Bayern, Real Madrid, United, City. But I always said on my channel, I said, you know what? They have to pay how much we think he's worth. For us, he might be worth 120 mil, but for you, you think he's 90. But listen, lads, you guys got John's prediction 2-2, the Everton versus Tottenham Hotspur match. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win for Tottenham. I just think they're gonna get a goal. I think probably a Calvert-Lewin's gonna score, or even a Matar coming off the bench, for all I know. But listen, mate, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you have a good season, just not against Tottenham. Have a brilliant season. And just so you know, I am hoping you stay up, because I do like Everton. Not any pity thing there, but I just think their club is a brilliant club. And I think there's other clubs there at the lower end of the table who should be going down ahead of Everton. But listen, mate, hopefully you're doing all right. And guys, smash the subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.